The Grukedric Ulfri will explain everything. You should speak to her at once.
Sheogorath's blessings upon you. Halt! Mortals are not permitted within the walls of Holy Cylon. My pardon, Lord. Receive this key, and with it free passage throughout the shrine of the Flame of Agnan. Alas, we cannot light the flame until we take control of the Altar of Despair from the infernal Maskin. The Armazal would wish to speak to you at once. Proceed through this door to our main encampment at the Altar of Rapture. My soul for Sheogorath. The flame is only lit at the command of Sheogorath, from the altars of rapture and despair within the shrine itself. I'm sure the Armazal will be glad to help you once the Maskin are driven from the altar of despair. That's what we call ourselves, the most loyal and honorable servants of Sheogorath. She commands the Orioles here at Cylon. She has just arrived with reinforcements from Brellock to end this stalemate once and for all. Our home and sanctuary here in the Shivering Isles. The treacherous ones, the dark seducers of ill repute, whose every action drags Sheogorath's holy name through the mud. Alas, we have not seen the Altar of Despair for many years. It is in the underground part of Cylon, which is controlled by the Maskin. The Maskin do not even allow us free passage to worship there, which is one of the many reasons why they are unfit to continue to guard it. It is just there, at the top of these steps. You would pray for the blinding ecstasy, which is the ultimate reward for those in Sheogorath's service? For Sheogorath's glory.
No signs of the Maskin in the Underdeep. It's our best chance to take them unawares.
Too risky. It's likely to be a trap. They could cut us to pieces. My soul for Sheogorath.
With all due respect, Armas. Greetings, stranger. Are you here to help us drive the Maskin out of Cylon? My scouts recently discovered another way through the ruins to the Altar of Despair. The Armazal Cannon wants to assault the altar down the main passage, but the Maskin are expecting us to come that way. They've strongly fortified the main passage against us. If we attacked through the Underdeep, we could take them by surprise. If only Kenna would listen to me. An attack down the main passage will end the same as it always does. A glorious defeat. She thinks the Underdeep is a trap. It's true. If the Maskin knew we were coming that way, we wouldn't stand a chance. But I'm convinced the Maskin don't expect us to come that way. If we attacked in full force, we could take the Altar of Despair before they had a chance to react. If only I could make Kanna see that. Go.
This is no place for a mortal. We are about to join battle against the Maskin. You'd best stand aside. My pardon, emissary. I am at your service. We are preparing to sweep the Maskin scum from Cylon. Perhaps Sheogorath sent you to help us. Only the servants of Sheogorath can light the flame, by kindling the altars of despair and rapture which feed the flame. Alas, we hold only the altar of rapture. The treacherous Maskin hold the altar of despair. We must control both to light the flame. If you help us seize the altar of despair from the Maskin, I will be honored to kindle the flame of Agnan for my lord Sheogorath. The flame is fed from the altar of rapture and the altar of despair. Only servants of Sheogorath can kindle the altars. Once we capture the altar of despair from the Maskin, it will be my great honor to light the flame for Lord Sheogorath. The only way to assault the altar of despair is down the main passage between the two altars. It will be difficult. The Maskin have fortified their position, but I am confident that with your help, we can defeat them. Will you help us retake the altar of despair and drive the Maskin out of Cylon once and for all? Miral's beloved surprise attack. A perfect example of why males do not hold command positions. He has failed to consider the risks of his plan. If the Mazkin had prepared an ambush along that route, we would be slaughtered. We're better off storming the main passage, where our superior strength and blade work can come into play. Are you ready to help us? That's an excellent idea. They cannot refuse entry to an emissary of Lord Sheogorath. Return at once when you have their deployments. This could make all the difference. Are you... Go.
How may I serve? What is it, emissary? The holy flame can only be lit from the altars of despair and rapture. Alas, the Ariels hold rapture for now. You should speak to the Gorkedric Ulfri at once. She is the Gorkedric, commander of the Mazkin here at Sylarn. Our rivals, the so-called Golden Saints. One day, Sheogorath will finally recognize their bull-headed stupidity and expel them from the realm. You know us as Dark Seducers, a name given us by our enemies. But we are the Mazkin in our own tongue, Sheogorath's only truly loyal servants. The counterpart to the Altar of Despair. Rapture is currently held by the Ariels in their complacency, but that will soon change. For Sheogorath's glory.
Hi. See you later.
Then I am at your service. The Gorkedric Ulfri commands here. You will wish to speak to her at once, no doubt. We hold the Altar of Despair, here within the Shrine of the Flame of Agnon. Continue down the corridor if you wish to meditate there upon the fate of all things mortal. For Sheogorath's glory. The Ariels will soon pay for their arrogance. What? For Sheogorath's glory. What is it, emissary? For Sheogorath's glory. How may I serve? Begone, mortal, or you will soon find yourself between the Mazkin and their prey. A most dangerous place to be. We are preparing to wipe out the arrogant Ariels once and for all. Once they break themselves on our defenses, Xylarn will be ours, a gift for our Lord Sheogorath. Then you have arrived just in time to help us defend the Altar of Despair. Once the strength of the Oriels is shattered, I will be honored to light the flame as my Lord Sheogorath commands. The two altars, Blessed Despair and Holy Rapture, feed the great flame of Agnon above us. Only Sheogorath's immortal servants can kindle the altars, and I am at my Lord's command. But I only hold Despair for the moment. The Oriels hold Rapture and are massing to attack us. But never fear, they are no match for us. Once their main force is destroyed, with your help, we can easily take Rapture from the few survivors. Then I will gladly kindle the flame for you. Only the immortal servants of Sheogorath can kindle the altar. Once the Oriel... We are expecting the Oriels to attack any moment. They'll come down the main passage from the Altar of Rapture. They always do. They are overconfident as usual. We have prepared many traps and ambushes. It will be a glorious slaughter. Once the Oriels are destroyed, I will light the flame of Agnon for you. Will you help us defend the Altar of Despair? As you wish. But I advise you to join the winning side if you really want the flame relit. The Oriels will never drive us from Xylarn. What? For Sheogorath's glory. Hail. The Oriels will soon pay for their arrogance.
Ah!
The Oriels will soon pay for their arrogance. The Oriels will soon...
Greetings, emissary. We await your command. Are you ready to help us destroy the Mazkin and take control of the Altar of Despair? That's an excellent idea. They cannot refuse. Return at once when you... Very good, emissary. With your help, we will rid Xylarn of the Mazkin once and for all. Oriels, the cleansing of Xylarn begins now! Follow me! Down with the Mazkin!
For Sheogorath!
Kneel before the saints! Kneel before the saints! For Sheogorath! Kill the Mazkin! For Sheogorath! Kneel before the saints! For the Vanguard! Kneel before the saints! For Sheogorath! For the God! Kneel before the saint. Kneel before the saints. For Sheol Gorath. For Sheol Gorath, that god! Kneel before the saints. Kneel before the saints! God! Orioles, follow me! Kneel before the saints.
Maskin!
Atal Oriol! For the Mad God! For the Mad God!
For Sheol Gorath!
For the Mad God!
For the Mad God!
Atal Oriol!
Atar Ariel!
Atal Oriol!
For the Mad God!
For Sheol Gorath! Kneel before the
For the
saints.
Mad God!
Kneel before the saints! For the Mad
For
God!
Sheol Gorath! For Sheol Gorath! For Sheol Gorath!
Kneel before the saints!
Atal Oriol! Kneel before the saints. Kneel before the saints.
Kneel before
Kneel
the
before the
saints!
saints. For Sheol Gorath!
My God!
For Sheol
There's a
Gorath!
psychopath on the loose!
Oriol! Kneel before the saints.
God!
Kneel for Sheol Gorath! Atal Kneel before the saints. Kneel before the saints. Atal Oriol! For the Mad God! For the Mad God! For the Mad Atal Oriol! Atal Oriol! Kneel before the saints. Before the saints. For the Mad God!
Destroy the Orioles! Maskin! Atar Maskin! For the Mad God! For Sheol Gorath!
For the Mad God!
For Sheol Gorath! Atar Maskin! For the Mad God!
For the Mad God! Kneel before the saints. Kneel before the saints. Kneel before the saints. Atar Oriol! For Sheol Gorath! Kneel before the saints.
Atar Maskin!
For Sheol Gorath! For Sheol Gorath! For the Mad God! Kneel before the saints. For Sheol Gorath!
For Sheol For the Mad
Kneel before the saints. Before the saints.
Mazkin! Mazkin! Mazkin!
For the Mad God! Kneel before the saints! For the Mad God! Kneel before the saints! For the Mad God!
For the Mad God! Mad God!
For the Mad God!
For the Mad God!
Kneel before the saints!
For the Mad God!
For the Mad God! For the Mad God!
Sheo Gorath! Kneel before the saints. Victory is ours. I have already selected a candidate for the honor of kindling the altar of rapture. I will now claim the honor of victory for myself, here on the altar of despair. The altars can only be kindled by the willing sacrifice of a Mazkin or an Oriole. It is my great honor to release my soul to Oblivion in service to Lord Sheogorath. Farewell. I will not walk these lands for many a year. For Sheogorath's glory. My soul for Sheogorath. Go. Speak quickly, mortal.
You have the hands of a healer.